Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and wherever you are in the Commonwealth, Radio Freedom. And we're back at the castle today, and we're going to continue the build. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, what we're going to do, first of all, is we're just going to check that microphones and everything like that are working properly, which they seem to be. There's no...
there you are. Finally.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to talk to you.
I'm trying to avoid old Ronnie.
Here I am.
I'm going to have a
What did you
conversation with her
I'm
now.
Ronnie Shaw, Commonwealth Minuteman. At least I was. Back before Joe Becker got himself killed.
Anyway,
Idiots
we'll
to
have a
vote.
chat with her and then we'll get on with it.
Glad to meet you. We can use some more veterans around here.
Well, you're right about that. I feel like some of these you've got still may need their diapers changed.
I'd still like to hear what you came to talk to me about.
Welcome to the
Heard you
stream.
were trying to get the Minutemen back on
We're
their
just
feet.
trying to get Ronnie Shaw off
But I'd
our
come to see
back
the
before we start
general
building.
For myself. So what's your story? What makes you think anybody even wants the Minutemen back?
It's 8 a.m.
The Minutemen are the good guys again. People are starting to realize that.
I've heard some good things. Wouldn't be here otherwise. Now that I'm here, I can see you.
She gives us a
willing to
quest
help.
in the end, so
We can always use more experienced soldiers.
Yeah,
takes a while. Otherwise she'll follow you around the settlement and get in your face all
I'm
the time,
probably
so I'll
only
just
one
get
who
rid
still
of her.
remembers this. But the castle's armory was located in the West Bastion. All of our best equipment was stored there. Weapons, ammo.
Fantastic. Well, now we can get rid of her. So, just quickly, what have I done since the last stream? I'll take you around and show you. Done a little bit of decoration. There's a few things that I've added, but not much. Main thing that's happened is that I have done a little bit of work down here. And for those of you that didn't catch the last stream, we're at the castle. I had done nothing, absolutely nothing here until yesterday. And so we built this little area down here, which is one that really a lot of people don't really build in. So we built a little water purification area in here, and we've built a little shack for the person who looks after it right there. And I've done a little bit decorating in here, not much, but just a little bit decorating. Added a few bits and pieces. Welcome to the stream, guys. The other thing I've done is actually add a whole lot of stuff in here. So these supports, which I'm about to tear down and reconfigure in a minute. So let's get started building, I guess. Nice sunny day in the Commonwealth. It's a beautiful day. You can almost feel the sun on your face. So I have an idea for this area that I'm going to see if it works, and then we'll go into the main area and start building there. So it'll take forever for my build menu to load, as usual. One thing that I've noticed with this area in particular is that it is a little bit framey or glitchy. And I think that's got a lot to do with the animation of the water. See how the water is constantly moving? And I've come across this before in other builds, so just be warned, if you want to build down here, you might experience some issues. Okay, so we're going to get rid of... Get out of the way, dog mate. We'll get rid of that for the minute. We're going to get rid of that for the minute. And we're going to get rid of this for the minute. Now, I'm going to build a secret area here, or at least I've got an idea for a secret area I want to build down here. So we're just going to go down here. We're going to get rid of that as well for the minute, and scrap that rock, and we're going to start building in here. Okay, so we need to put a floor down first. Probably not that one, that one, and then couple of prefabs. 2 prefabs, that's it. Good. And Yesterday I said, if you didn't tune in yesterday, I said this. I felt this area we could do more with it. So we're going to see what we can come up with today. Put some supports under there. There we go. So it looks supported. And I'll fall off and I'll keep getting stuck in there all day, you watch. Now, okay. And when you're building like this is, I've got an idea, but I really don't know if it's going to work or not, so we will see. Okay, so welcome to the stream, everybody. Please feel free to make some comments or make some suggestions about maybe what you want to build here or what you want to see. Now this is these stairs aren't going to fit perfectly, but I'm not too worried about it at this point. Although that's not too bad. And we're going to take those away too. Okay, so a little idea is to have a little bit of a house happening here, but with a little bit of a secret. So we'll see if we can do this. So drop in here. I need to find some ladders that are going to fit perfectly in here. Probably these ones. One of these, the set of these somewhere. It's always difficult sometimes to find the right. There we go, that works. So we'll come down here and in here, and we're going to build a little secret bar in here that nobody's going to know about. But first of all, we've got to disguise this area here as a house. So, okay, what can we put on here? I think we'll go for a real scrappy look, as though it's abandoned, and see how we go. So we'll put a window on, just like that, and then some walls on. We might use some of these, just to scrap it up a bit. The door can go there. It's fine, no worries. And was I going to click in there? Yep. So we really want to make it look ramshackled and abandoned, and nobody really would pay much attention to it. And then we'll see how we go beyond that. Okay, so far so good. Come on. It's going to fight me. A lot of the time it's build order with this kind of stuff, so we might have to take this out for a sec. Put it there for a second. It's going to fight me today, of course it is. Can we do this then? Hope you enjoy this game. I'd like to know what your first Fallout was, whether it was this one or something else. I started with New Vegas, and I've recently started playing New Vegas again. I'm getting lots of kind of little ideas for builds on there, which you'll see in the coming weeks. Again, you can see that there's a little bit of a overhang there which is not supported, so I'm going to have to figure that out, but we'll probably just keep going with this and we'll figure it out a little bit later. Okay, so far so good. Can I get a wall in there without it interfering, I wonder? Let's see. Yes, I can. So now we can put a roof on. I think in this area potentially put a bait shop or something, but I don't know if we'll even populate this house here for the settlers. Okay. So, come on. Looks like it's going to be one of those days where everything's going to fight me, but that's okay. I told you I'm going to fall off this a lot today. Tight little area to work in. Okay. Maybe it's just the angle. Come on. So hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying your, I guess it's Sunday for some people, Saturday for others. Sunday morning for us here in Australia, or lunchtime almost. There's some, there it is. Here it would go in, and now we'll put a wall in here. And I do have a door that I haven't tried yet, so let's see if it'll work in this. Let's see if it'll work in this scenario. I've got to remember where it is. Hey, Sin City boy, how are you, man? So this is the only Fallout you've ever played. Well, welcome. It's you certainly picked a good Fallout to start with. How's your builds going? Are they going well? I guess I will have that mod order video this week. Just for your information, that'll be out next Friday, so keep an eye out for it. I know you were hanging for the to try and figure out the mod order, so that'll be next week. Is that going to fit in there? I haven't used this before, so I don't know exactly how it works. Okay, maybe we have to put some kind of door in first. So I use several mods if you haven't watched me before. So one of the requests that came through, yeah, it's not going to work because I need to have that sort of there, don't I? It's alright, we can move it to there. Yep. Is this... yeah, that's okay. So it's going to be tricky. Oh yeah, that kind of works. That kind of sort of works. Okay, let's see if this bookcase door works now. Yeah, it does sort of. For some reason that's sitting up though. Okay, so we might have to move the stairs for a minute. Put them there. See how there's a bit of a gap in the top there? Let's see if we can fix that first. Yep, now there's a gap in the bottom. Of course there is. Let's just see how this works. Ooh, no, I like it. So what's your idea for Sanctuary? Idea. Please join the chat if you're just joined us. Please contribute. If you like just sitting back and relax and watch, that's fine. I've got no problem. Either or. What is your idea for Sanctuary, Sin City boy? Interested. I had Z14 was joined us yesterday, and he's building at Nuka World at the moment, so he's going for a kind of raider settlement there. Nuka World, it's a kind of red rocket, is a big area to build in actually, very big area to build in. So now I'm just trying to buy some time until my build menu comes back up. Okay, so let's see if we can glitch this in there. It's the only problem with the doors. I'd like to have... it's not liking that too much. We might go and get rid of that and get a new one. I'd like to have doors that are slightly offset. I know Vanilla Extensions has one, because it does help with the builds like this. In actual fact, now that I've said that, we might just go and grab that one. But the door's not going to work, is it? These are the problems you'll find when you're building. Try and solve one problem and it causes another. So I'll just put that back in place. There we go. Okay. So where are you about, Sin City boy? What part of the world are you living in? Are you in Oz, or are you US or somewhere? Of course, I live in Sydney, and on the bottom of the world here. find this ladder again. Where is it? It's not that one, is it? Is it that one? No. We could do that actually. Put a shorter one in. So let's find if we can find a snapping point first. So we're going to have to glitch this in. And for me to pick it up, I need to find a snapping point first. Or that. As long as it goes green, it's fine. There we go. So I'm using Place Anywhere, guys, if you don't know. Which I use a lot. I used to use glitching a lot. I used to glitch a lot of things, but pretty much now I use Place Anywhere. So I have done a video where I'd show you what I used to do, how I used to build, but not anymore. Okay, now these floors. We need to do something with these floors. I wonder if let's see if this will work. You're in the US, okay. Which coast are you on? I've been there a couple of times. Enjoyed myself a lot. Okay, yeah. It's not going to sit on there, so that's not going to work. Let's try something else. Ooh, we could do that. Why don't we do this and just add to the scrappy look? So let's use these pieces of floor. Are they going to sit on there? Yeah, they are. So we'll scrap it right up. With these pieces here, you can overlay them and you can make them look as scrappy as you like. I like them a lot. And what we'll do is we're not going to put too much in this shack here. We're going to make it look really kind of disused, disrepair. Put some rubbish here and whatnot. Try to avoid putting it down like that where it's kind of glitching in, because it just can cause you problems. Ah, the old Midwest. Yeah, fortunately spent most of the time when I was in the US, because I was travelling for business. I was in Raleigh in North Carolina, and I've been in Florida, and mostly just transiting from west to east. So yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm going to fall off here, so I'm going to put a railing system in of some kind. Otherwise I'm going to fall off. There we go. So we have a little bit of a porch there. Nice. And we have our secret door. And then we can go down here, around here, and we're good. Excellent. So far so good, guys. Ah, good old Sin City. Ah, good. Ah, I got the reference. Sin City boy, good old Las Vegas. It's on the list, it's on the bucket list of places I want to go. I haven't got there yet, but yeah, some point. How big's Indiana? Is that a big city? Or is it the state? Indiana's a state, isn't it? Sorry, excuse my ignorance. Okay, and we're going to put these in. Looks like a jetty. Oh, does you see the glitching there? Sure, it's this water. Now I'm stuck. Okay, so we're going to make a very easy bar here, I think. Should we put... Okay. So what I'd encourage you to do is when you're building, use different kind of mods and different kind of materials and just mix them up. It just helps to give quite a different look. You'll notice maybe your menus are a bit different to mine, mostly because of... so I like to do this. So we'll just... It's not going to sit... Oh, maybe it's because it's that thing upstairs. But yeah, my menus are a little bit different, mostly because I workshop rearranged. It just... That will work, but it's going to look a little bit messy, so we'll just fill in that gap with something. That looks a little bit different. Put a wall in here. With it, the only problem is with the barn and the warehouse pieces that are a bit bigger than the prefabs, unfortunately. So they don't fit perfectly. So yeah, what we're saying is, yeah, it'll look a little bit different. It might look a little bit different to what you're used to, my menus, but Workshop Rearranged, a great mod. If you haven't tried it, check it out. It reorganises your menus, and in my opinion, it organises your menus the way they should have been organised in the first place. But that's just my personal opinion. And when you first install it, though, it does take you a bit by surprise. You got to relearn how to find things, but once you do, it's good stuff. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. So we're going to have to find somewhere to put it. Welcome to the stream. I see we've got somebody else. There you go. I don't know why it does that sometimes with Workshop with Place Anywhere. Sometimes it won't go in and suddenly it will. So the old small town living. Okay, so actually we want that to go up. I'll tell you what we can do. I've just had an epiphany, sorry guys. There is another window that I always keep forgetting about that's been put in here. There it is. It's a wall. It's actually a wall. I say it's a window, but I use it as a wall kind of stroke window. That's better. Nah, that's much better. I bet the last one's not going to... here we go. Here we go. So we're in the castle today. If you've just joined the stream, can I get through there? That's the main thing. And I'm building in an area you probably don't see built into often. And what we're doing is we're going to... It's almost like a little speakeasy bar we're building here. A little sneaky bar that you're not necessarily going to pick up is there unless you know about it. And you're going to be annoyed by Radio Freedom constantly. Because once you switch it on, once you quest down here and switch it on, it pretty much doesn't stop. Okay, so can we get through there? Yes, we can. It's quite tight, but that's not too bad. Okay, so that's the basic structure. For the wall, 86 Spask, welcome to the stream. These walls are pretty much just vanilla walls. I think these metal ones, but those ones, if you're talking about the glass walls, they're from Workshop Rearranged. They're pretty neat. I done actually first found them. I done a Minuteman build quite a while ago now, quite a few weeks ago. There's about three. It's a 3-episode series. It's on the channel, and I was looking for a solution for the windows, and I found these pieces, and they're just fantastic. Solved a problem that I had. It's going to fit. No, I'm going to have a small one. That I was trying to build. I was trying to build this window. Should we put a? Yeah, let's do that. I was trying to build a window in the HQ for the Minutemen, and it was just perfect for what I needed. Yeah, that's okay. That works. Okay. Not much that we're going to need to put in here. Yeah, maybe not. I'll maybe put just a stock standard one in and push it back a bit, so we can get some more room for tables and stuff. Okay. Which room do we need? Probably a bit there. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, I don't know if you've tried if you've tried the Workshop Rearranged. I think the only downside to Workshop Rearranged for me is the fact that you actually need to have all DCs loaded to be able to download it. And I had the developer, I hope he's listening, shout out to the developer. Right, hope you're doing well. He's very much a friend of the channel here. He supports the channel a lot. Not sure if that's going to fit in there. I might put it there. Okay, I'm not going to do too much decorating. I'll just give you the heads up. I prefer to do building, and then you know, to give you ideas, and then you can decorate as you like. Sorry, so to go back to what I was saying, the developer is a friend of the channel, and we talk fairly frequently about what could be added to Workshop Rearranged and whatnot. And yeah, I asked him if he would make a separate mod that wasn't all DLCs, and I think the answer that he said was no, basically because he's put so much work into building the mod, and to do a separate one would just be, you know, he just can't spend the time. Obviously a lot of the people that develop mods for Fallout do it in their own time, and so it's a pity. It's such a great mod, and I like it a lot. I use it a lot in my builds, and the way as I said earlier, the way it rearranges the menus is just fantastic. Best I've seen, I think. And I think that's his unique point for his mod, is the way it organises the menus. So I'm going to get off my soapbox about Work Rearranged now. Yeah, it's a good mod, check it out if you get time. So we'll just add some chairs in here, and then we'll move on to the next area. When you say storms down here, where are you talking about specifically? Are you talking about Australia, or where are you talking about? Sorry mate. Okay, there we go. So in Oz, if you don't know, if you're not aware, we're actually coming, as opposed to the southern hemisphere, we have the opposite seasons happening, so you guys are nicely warming up and coming into your summertime, we're coming into the winter time. So there you go guys, nice little bar area. One thing I like about if you haven't seen Better Stores, and again I think Better Stores, this is the one that I'm just about to show you. Better Stores, I think you only get it for Xbox, so sorry if you've got PS4 or PC, I don't think he does a version for it. But the good thing about what he does here, and I'll see if I can find it in a sec, there it is that his counters, things will actually sit on top of his counters, like that. And if you have another mod called Elven Blossom installed, which I can show you now, here it is here. This is great because she has come up all these stores that you can put in. You can see, I might do a mod review on this actually, but she comes up with all these kind of pre-made shops and bars, but she also gives you an individual cash register, and you can assign people to it. I think she calls her bar restaurant. Yeah, she does. There we go. So you can assign a settler down here with that, and it'll work perfectly. Okay. So we're going to come back and decorate that later. We'll just run outside and show you what it looks like. We'll put a door on it, obviously. So you would never know there's a bar down there, and that's the whole point about it. So really, you're getting some storms in the US, are you? Oh yeah, you did. I have seen something about that. Okay, so what are we looking for? Okay. So we'll put a kind of door we're going to put on this. This one. Might even put one of these on to make it look really ramshackle.
Nothing to report.
Yep, that works for me. We might have to go and sleep in a second to try and get rid of our rain in the Commonwealth here. So, just to take you through it, guys, if you haven't seen this area, so we put, usually when you liberate the castle, there is some kind of water processing plant here. I've changed it, but it usually sits in there. When you switch the power on, it already starts working. So we thought we'd just build a little area down here and have a settler house down here for the maintenance guy. So we done that yesterday, and then what I realised is I had to run all the way around that way to get back to the castle. So built a little platform which will go up in a second into the main area, and then I thought, yeah, this area here could have, it's got potential here, so what could we build? And we have a little bookcase that's going to sit there. You'll just walk in here and think, oh, there's nothing to it, but there's a little secret area, so pretty cool. Okay, so let's go upstairs. So I've got a little chill out area in here, and then I've got somebody's office in here leading up the stairs, and then a little guard post up here. There we go. And we have a few turrets just sitting off the wall here. Yep, down there and on the other side. So I might go and find a bed and sleep for a bit and come back. Ooh, what's that settler doing up on the roof? So yesterday we also built this area here, and this is a little power station area. Step back with a guard on the roof by the looks of it. And we have a little the generator sits in there, a little office in there, and a wire glitched from there underneath to here, and put Radio Freedom back on here. What time of day is it in the Commonwealth? Let's just have a look. Might just need to sleep for an hour or so. Maybe 12 hours. The audio might, just warning you, the audio might go a bit funny while it sleeps. Got some ridiculous amount of hours up. Mostly building. The save I'm working, this save is just a building save. I have done a little bit of questing on this, but essentially it's just a building save. And so specifically, I've done questing on both modded and modded, and finished the game quite a while ago. Okay, so we're having some issues with the stream health. Hopefully that'll come back in a second, and we'll just get back into the build menu. So I apologise if the stream's gone a little bit wonky for now. Hopefully that'll improve in a second. Okay. Just wait for this build menu to load up. So I have an idea for this area in here.
Nothing to report.
We
Stay safe out
will
there, everyone.
put some
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
foundation pieces in here, and it's important with it, if you're going to do something like this, is get that first piece absolutely spot on. There we go. Let's see if that's straight. I don't think it is. No, it's not. A lot of the time when you're building in Fallout, if you don't get that first piece right, it will cause you other issues. There we go. Now everything should, fingers crossed, should snap to this. There we go. There we go. What I want to do is have no gap. I want to use the wall as that brick wall, or that stone wall was part of the wall with this, what I'm about to make. Okay. So, next. Okay. So I'm going to do something, I'm going to mix up a little marketplace, but I'm going to try and do something a little bit different. We'll see if it works. Okay. So I've just installed a new mod. Sorry, it's not in the mod load order video, called Snappy Builds. And I've been playing around with it a little bit. So I want to put these roofs on here. Yep. And they should just, once you find that snap point, they should all just snap together. There we go. Come on. There we go. One more. Now, that wall there helped it snap on, but there is a bit of a gap there. So, we're having some issues with the stream health. I apologise, guys. There we go. It's now clicked in. So now what we're going to do is going to find a piece. I'm going to, and again, I'm going to glitch this in. If you've got to get the first piece right, and then everything else should pretty much be okay after that. But of course, with Fallout, you got to get the right viewing angle, which can sometimes be tricky. It's not going to let me.
This is Radio Freedom, the voice
Sometimes it's worth just stepping back
all quiet here.
and re-grabbing the piece.
For Minutemen alerts.
There we go. And I'm finding a lot more these days that it has a lot to do with the viewing angle with the piece you're trying to put in. There we go. That's it. Press the button. Now, if I've done this correctly, the other pieces should just snap straight in. There we go. And one more. Right there. And it's not quite right. Yeah, so I need to do that again. Sorry guys. Just hanging out, so it needs to come that original piece needs to come this way. But it's worth doing. It's definitely worth doing, because if you don't get this piece right, it'll throw everything else out. Still think that might need some adjustment. Yes, it does. It was way off. Fallout has this funny, the game has this funny angle sometimes, and you think things are close and they actually aren't.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day.
So it needs a
all
bit of
across the
patience.
Commonwealth. Nothing
No, I
is reported
think
on
that should be it this
Thank you for
time.
updates.
How many mods am I running? That's a very good question. I've no idea. Is the short answer. I have a video that I've just recorded. Sin City Boy asked for it, and it's something that a number of people have been asking me to do for a while. I would guesstimate I'd be running 20 to 30 mods on this, for various reasons. The mod review should be out on Friday this coming week, so if you want to check that out, and you can maybe come back and tell me how many mods I'm actually running. Since I've done that video, I've added another one to the mix, but I did do something recently called I done a Murkwater build, which was themed along the movie Friday the 13th, and so to be able to do that, I had to add let's think at least 3 extra mods, so they'll be taken off. I won't be using them.
Stay safe out there.
So, and I done a mod review on one of those, so it varies from time to time. I've probably got a group of, I guess, about 20 mods that I would be using on a regular basis for various things. I don't know what system you're using, but I know there is a limit for different systems, and I think there are different limits for different systems. I'm on Xbox here, so it's about a 2 gig limit of mods, and I've got about 200 meg left. So yeah, load order is the important thing, and it's something I've worked a lot and struggled a lot with. And I've got my mods now to a certain point where they work in the order they're in, and so I just leave them alone now. I don't like to. So I'm pretty much settled on what I'm using now is pretty much what I'll use going forward. I don't think I'll add any more as such, but never say never. I did have one mod recently called Snap and Build, which was just a fantastic mod. Just a great mod, and for some reason it has disappeared. I don't know if it was taken down off Bethesda.net. It's disappeared off the Nexus. And yeah, it was a great mod, so unfortunately that's disappeared. So we've had to do some workarounds for that, because all the pieces that it put into the settlements disappeared, like walls and doors and all kinds of stuff. So what I'm doing here, if you haven't seen me do this before, there's a slight shimmering there. I don't know if you'll pick that up on the stream. So I just select and deselect it, and it'll stop that shimmering. There we go. Okay, so far so good. These are looking okay. So we're going to go and use another mod called Thematic and Practical. Love this mod, and it has slightly different storefronts here. So what do we want to put in here? We definitely want to put, where is it? What they call food, which is actually a bar of some kind. See, so it gives you these kind of predetermined shop fronts. There we go. So we'll put that one in there.
Nothing to report.
Oh no, there it is. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah, that's alright. See, it has a whole load of these. Look, they're pretty spectacular. Actually, should we do this? Yeah. The problem I've got with what I'm building is the settler won't be able to access in there. So we'll just put a general trading store in there. So we're coming together nicely. The next part of this is okay. So, and it also has these signs here.
Nothing to report.
Probably better to put them on this side, otherwise the pathing for the settler to get in there might be off a bit. There we go. Boom. Shakalaka boom. Oh yeah, okay, so you still have the snap and build on your brothers. The thing about mods as well is, at least because I've gone to a couple of forums and talked to various people about this, I think as long as you don't reinstall the game, and I'm not sure about if the game updates how that will affect it, but I think as long as you don't kind of reinstall it, the mods that you have should still sit there. That's my understanding. Unfortunately, I had the major issues with the game, and I think I've solved those now. I think it was a lot to do with the hard drive capacity of the Xbox. So I was troubleshooting and I reinstalled Fallout and lost that. So anyway, snap and build's gone now. But I think I think it was just unlucky. I think at the same time that I was reinstalling Fallout, that disappeared for some reason off Bethesda.net. Oh, you have it on yours. Sorry.
Stay safe, people.
Beg your pardon. So, vanilla extensions. If you haven't seen the master plan and all those different mods that Aetheron has. Fantastic. Again, I have a number of videos that I've put up that uses a number of his mods, the most recent being the Markwater build that I done last week, went up last week. Also the fort that I'm building at £10, and welcome to the stream if you've just joined us. And there should be another vid up this week with one of the £10 build. Okay, so we have a bar and we have a general store. Okay. I hope you like fiddle music or violins or whatever the heck that is. So, here's a thing that I do quite often in my builds. Using the shelves if I'm building a bar. You may or may not have seen this before. If you've seen my videos before, I think you would have seen this. So I use these shelves, and they're pretty good for glitching in like this. Actually can overlap. And I'll put these in like this. And put maybe one more across there. There you go. And then what I'll do is I'll get some stools and I'll put them in there. And it's like a little sitting area for the bar. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. We're in the castle today. We started a build yesterday and we're just continuing on. And so I'm just building some little market stalls at the moment. And of course, very quickly, we excuse me, we have to have a bar in here for the settlers, keep the settlers happy. There we go.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day.
So the beauty about these storefronts from Thematic and Practical, come here Matt, is that you can actually assign people to this. So hopefully he's assigned. Yep. So there we go, guys. A little bit different kind of storefront, I guess. Looks a little bit scrappy. And we probably need to put some lights in here too. Excuse me, my voice is going a bit croaky. So you would see I've probably got a squillion. Sorry, mate. Good old Mama Murphy. Did you give her any jet? I guess you have to get her chair. I have several mods that I use here, so I'm zooming in between a lot of different mods. So if you're not sure about something, you want to know more about it, just let me know. These are pretty cool. These lanterns, I like them. I use them a lot. There we go. Put one in there. And we'll put some kind of lighting in that little bar sitting area. Oh, you want to move Mama Murphy's chair? Okay, you've got to somehow get her out of it. If you can assign her to something. I know it's difficult. Eventually she will get up, and once she does, you got to just grab a chair and move it. You could actually try... You didn't want to overdose her. You could try using the pillar. I'm not sure if that will work or not, but you could try it and just grab the whole thing and see if she'll shift. Sometimes you can move things around. I don't know if you've seen this trick. If you use a turret, as weird as that sounds, sometimes that works. I'll see if I can show you with the turret in a minute. The only thing, I like these lights, but they're a bit too bright for me. Anyway. Come on, fit. I want you to fit in there, or do we want... that'll do. Maybe a little bit further forward than that. Yeah, just give me 2 seconds and I'll grab a turret and see if I can show you how to do that, if you don't know how to do it. So if you're having a problem with annoying Brahmin, or people that are in the way when you're building. You can grab one of these turrets here. And of course there's nobody here. Hang on. See if it'll work here. Just grab it and you can push people around with it. There you go. But actually getting her to move out of her chair, I think you have to either keep talking to her or wait until she leaves.
This is Radio Freedom,
Okay.
broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
That's looking alright so far, guys.
Keep it tuned here
I
for
don't mind that at all. How are we doing? So, an idea I had for this yesterday, those prefabs are only there as a guide, but one of the ideas I had in here yesterday, I want to make this a livable area. Okay, before we do that, so my idea as well is I'm going to build into this corner here, and so we'll have a little bit of a marketplace happening. Just while I'm remembering, but for now that's okay. That works for me. So yeah, what I was saying is I want to build in here and make it a livable area, rather than just block it up and have somewhere across the top that you can walk over. So we will see if we can work this out. So I'm going to use, I use prefabs a heck of a lot, but in a certain way, just to figure out. And I done it yesterday to try and figure out steps, but just to figure out how things will look before I build them. And so I'll do this a lot with prefabs. Actually, is that, I don't think that's straight. No, it's not. And it's not a bad little building tool. I've got a couple of videos that I made on this on the channel if you want to get further kind of tips, but these are good little tools just to try and get your head around an idea that you have and try and look and see what it looks like. So I'll show you what I mean. It might not make a hell of a lot of sense at the moment, but I'll try and show you what I mean in a sec. So I use these as building blocks, and then you can build the walls and take them away if you like and put floors in, but okay. So the idea I have is to have a little settlement up here. Welcome to the stream if you just joined us. A little bit of a settlement in here and a number of houses in here for the settlers, and it almost have like a shanty town shacky feel about them. Okay. We might put a single one there and then put a set of steps up here. It might be too far away too. Let's have a look. Get a pair of steps in here, or ladders, or I don't know what you guys call them. Okay, so we can get up here. Yep, that works. And you can see just straight away these prefabs have just given me a foundation. It's just a little foundation to work off. That's all it's designed for. Now, funny enough, these floor pieces here, I don't know why, but these clip in where other pieces might not. See how it clips in there? So just you're aware, if you're not aware of that, sometimes if pieces won't fit in when you're building, a lot of times those ones will. So I need to leave a bit of a gap there, otherwise we're not going to be able to get up the stairs. And again, not going to work fine there. And then we're going to take these and pop them in here. So yesterday I put these in just so I could get an estimated height on them. We'll get rid of a few of these now. Effectively what we're going to do is we'll build a walkway anyway with the tops of these roofs.
It's 1 p.m. This is Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. All quiet.
And we'll
How
put
we like it.
floor in here. So that, when I've tried that in the past, that actually would glitch through, but today it's not going to, so we're going to persuade it into place. Just like that. And you can see how that's kind of shimmering a little bit. Select and deselect it. And that'll fix it. So we've got a little house in here. And let's do something a bit different with this area here. We're making good progress, guys, actually. Okay, so I want to put this roof in here. Like that. And then I'm going to put some flat roofs on top of this. And again, I think these roofs are from Workshop Rearranged. These different ones. And one there. Does that take us out to... Yes, it does. Okay, so a little entranceway. Walk up into there. And then we have some... So we're going to fill in these spots here. And I don't know how you guys build with your own settlements, but I can just... I come up with ideas and then I go over here and then I come up with another idea. So I'm trying to keep it uniform. There we go. And you see that actually does glitch in there. There we go. And I saw it go in there. Sometimes it's the angle. There it is. So they're a good little place. I know they're repeating. So the trick to do is just to then just add some different ones in once you've got that other piece in. Just to break it up so it doesn't all look the same. There we go. And then we can now get up onto the castle here. Well, that's looking like something. We may put a floor in here too. So it must be late if you're in the US. It must be late in the evening there, I guess. So thanks for joining us. Okay, so these are pretty cool, and I think again Workshop Rearranged adds a number of these pieces in.
Good afternoon. You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
So if you've ever had problems with plugging up gaps in your settlements, here's the answer. Just like that. I'm using it specifically to achieve a certain look, but if you have that annoying gap, and I think there is actually one. Is there one up here? No, there isn't. But yeah, if you need something to plug up an unusual gap, these are fantastic, and that's what they're designed to do. So it's like a little bit of a walkway through there, and I think what we will also do is we'll give it a little bit of a Diamond City vibe, I guess.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here at Radio Freedom.
Fantastic, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to put these here.
Minutemen alerts.
And these should snap to each other. Okay, we're going to have to pull that across a little bit. Line it up a bit better. There we go. And then we'll get the floor pieces and just make it look as though it should be there. If you haven't, actually we could do that. So, I don't know if you've done this with floor pieces before. Just while we're doing this. So some of them you'll see, some of them will just sink in like that. And you'll see part of it. No, it's not going to do it, but now that will sink in. You saw it down here. Just sink in like that. Otherwise, what you can do, so the single pieces should do the same thing. Yep. So you can do this kind of stuff, and it play around with different pieces because some will sink in, some won't. That's okay, but if you have something like, usually this one won't, just put it down, get the pillar, select all, and then you can drop it down into the ground like that. Pretty easy, but it's pretty looks pretty good when you get it done. Of course, you got to find that spot where the pillar will go green, but apart from that, it's a pretty neat trick. A lot of the time when you're building, what I'd advise you to do, I haven't done it here, I've actually started from the top and gone down. It's better to start from the bottom and go up, then you'll get less problems when you're building with this actually interfering with this, or if you put that in last, if that makes sense. So if you put what you want to do on the ground first and then build the walls and the roof, that tends to work a lot better, and you don't get that detection issues and things potentially flicking up in the air and not placing.
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
So some of the things you can do with these kind of areas, just, you know, it doesn't look like much at the moment, but you can do this kind of stuff, and it just makes it look a little bit different. So you can start to add things like this in here. And if you've been to Diamond City, you would see this kind of stuff. You would see Bethesda has this kind of stuff happening. They put things like this in at random spots. It just adds a little bit of depth and dimension and something to look at, I guess, as you're walking through. You know, you might also put something like this in, just sitting out there. And essentially you could put a little workshop in here if you wanted, but it just gives your eyes something to lead through. So about 11:30 in the US at the moment, guys. Okay, well, it's not too late. Saturday night, it's not too bad. Okay, do we want to build up here or not? Don't know yet. Okay, all good so far. Now what we will do is we'll start to add some things to this. So
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
I can see a few issues here, but we'll see how we go.
Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
So what I'm going to do is put that on there. And I like these pieces, but I like this window one the best. Okay. Yep, that looks alright. We'll put the walls in, and then you can start to make these. The biggest thing that I find with building apartments and stuff like that is to try and figure out where the door's going to go and how the room configuration is. These are pretty straightforward, I think. Another thing that you might want to do is use these long walls and vary them up. And again, it's just something a little bit different to putting just one of these walls in, I guess. There we go. And again, as I was saying earlier, vary it up. For instance, if you've got something like vanilla extensions on, instead of using wood, maybe you have a look and see what they have available for metal. And these are, is this the ones I'm looking for? These are great because they look a la Diamond City, like that. And suddenly it changes the look completely. So, just something for you to think about. What I'm going to do here is, well, I'm going to make this a defensive area up here. So there's a little bit of a ramp there. And you can see these, they're the same on one side, but they're different on the other. So then you can use them both ways round. So essentially you could have that in the inside now and the green on the outside, like that. So always encourage you to, hey Maxi the Bear, how are you, If you haven't guessed, we're at the castle today, and we're just basically winging things and just seeing what happens. This is only the second time I've actually built live. And it's you're either going to be a hero or it's going to be spectacularly crash and burn time, but that's fine, no problem. I enjoy doing this, so the main motivation for me is that you actually get something out of the stream, and so that's the reason I have a channel. You know, I've been building in Fallout for a long time and nobody ever saw my builds, so decided it might be worth putting a channel together and just helping people out, or giving them some ideas, or sharing my ideas at least. Now, one of the things you can do here, I don't know if you've seen other people do it, but instead of blocking that up, and you can block it up, is to put a little balcony there. And so just use these pieces here, and that should fit in there. Wants to snap to everything except. And if you put it, there it was. There you go, and then now you've got a little balcony. We also have these pieces here, which are just fantastic, which are
This is Radio Freedom.
the supports with that, the wood piece.
All quiet here.
There we go.
Stay tuned for Minutemen
And so
alerts.
that works well. Hey, Uno, how are you, man? Welcome to the stream. Have you got a bit of sleep, man? I can't believe how long you streamed for yesterday. Guys, if you don't know, Uno also is another YouTuber that does Fallout builds. Check out his channel. But he had a mammoth stream yesterday. He's from Norway, and yeah, I couldn't believe how long you were on, man. I really can't. I watched you in the morning, got up, had a shower, done a stream, came back, and you were still there. So we're in the castle today, Uno, and we'll be just improvising and seeing what happens. I have no real plan. I'll show you around a little bit. So we have a bit of a powerhouse in there, a few market stalls, and let's run over here just for a sec. Sorry guys, but
Keep it tuned here for updates.
how many beers did you have before you were going to sleep, Uno? And then we have an area down here where the water purifier usually is. I haven't seen too many people build in here. So it's a bit boring for the guys that have been in the stream for a while. So we have a little purifier. We have a little house for the guy that's looking after the purifier. And we have a little secret place that I can show you guys if you've just joined the stream. So we have a little shack that we've built here. Back up a bit. Abandoned shack. Nothing in it at the moment. We haven't decorated, but it does have a secret door, which leads downstairs into a secret bar. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I had an epiphany this morning that I could do that, so just shut all the doors. Dogmeat will open them up again, but never mind. So, if you're in the stream, guys, I'd be interested to know what your favourite characters are in Fallout. Your favourite companion.
This is Radio Freedom. Broadcasting
I certainly.
all across the Commonwealth.
Okay. Apparently, there's a party on the roof that we didn't know about. So high alcohol beer, yeah, that's never good. Did your incidentally, did your building get better the more beers you had, or what? So okay, so we have a little area in here that we're turning into apartments for the settlers. Okay, we'll get back into the build menu in a minute. Yeah, I'm in this. Maxi the Bear, where are you? Yeah, certainly I'm in Sydney at the moment. The weather's nice and sunny, but it's winter time here, so it's getting a bit chilly at night time. But for us, chilly's nothing like Europe or the US. It's very bearable down here, I got to tell you. very, very bearable. So it'll take forever for this to reload, guys. He didn't get too much done. And thanks, I think you said you subscribed, Maxi the Bear, so thanks for that. I appreciate that. Main motivation, and I think the main motivation for most of us is to make sure that we can share our ideas and that you go and build your own settlements, but you know, hopefully we can foundations to fix the castle walls. Yeah, as I said in stream 1, I don't want to do that because I think everybody does that. So I wanted to, because if you use foundations here, this is my personal preference, but if you use foundations here, it'll block it. All that area that I'm building in now doesn't become viable. So hence why I'm hence why I've done what I've done. I've blocked those up, and now I'm building a little settlement. Now I'm stuck on the stairs in here, whereas normally you would probably block it, put a whole lot of foundations here and have a walkway. Wanted to do something a little bit different. Now it may not work. Who knows if it works or not, but time will tell. Okay, what can we do to make things look a little bit different in here? Okay, put these roofs in, these walls, sorry. Okay, so again, this may not be your preference, but this is just something that I've come up with. I don't know where it'll go and how it'll work out, but it's getting dark out there apparently, guys. Probably put a door in here. I always struggle when I'm building apartments to try and figure out how the layout's going to work. I don't know if you guys have the same issues, but okay, that can go in there. Also, Uno yesterday was playing Outlast, and it's a good. I don't know the second Outlast. Sorry, I don't know if you've played Outlast 2 yet, guys, or what other games that you play. But yes, that's it's like a stealth game, a horror stealth game, and I played Outlast 1 a couple of weeks ago. Wow, it's an interesting game to play. That's all I'll say. I developed this kind of nervous little scream for some reason, or nervous little giggle. Lots of jump scares and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's a good little game, but I don't know about you, but personally I'm not that patient when I'm playing games. So stealth games, I tend to want to blast them away through. A bit like Fallout. You can play Fallout 4 in stealth mode, but yeah, good luck. I just can't do it. It's just not in my DNA, I guess. Now you see there, that full wall wouldn't fit, but suddenly if you put these half walls in, they do fit. So there's something else just to yeah, I understand. And with the channel, I have been trying to diversify the content on the channel, but same here, you know, I get more views with Fallout, and certainly with the streams of Fallout. And thanks to one of my subscribers who suggested, so I was doing some Fallout questing live streams, and he suggested that I do a build Fallout stream, and certainly the views for doing some builds, and it sort of makes sense, I guess. Sorry guys, I just had an idea. This happens a lot. I guess it makes sense. We are a build channel, so it makes sense that
All quiet.
I should do build stream
Stay
videos.
safe out there, people.
Yeah, you did change genders yesterday a couple of times. Not in Fallout, in Outlast. Why wouldn't we do this? Okay. This could be something. Is that going to fit in there? Come on. Yes, it did. Okay, guys, what should we make this? What kind of shop should we make this? Here we go. We'll make that into some kind of shop at some point, I guess. And I guess we've got to give the settlers something to walk up onto, don't we? I see there's a little piece of wood sticking up, so I wonder if this will fit. Just see. Yeah, I like that. Sorry, Ono, you did make a comment. Yeah, I do like. I've kind of check out the build I do. I think it'll be at tomorrow. I've actually been spending a bit of time in playing Fallout New Vegas.
Stay safe, people.
And there's a build I'll put up tomorrow, which is like a shack build, and I'm really enjoying. I'm really enjoying going back to the kind of really scrappy look at the moment. So this fits perfectly. There we go. Okay, so we have a little shop there now that we can build. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go and sleep for a second. Hopefully all the beds aren't taken up, so because we're losing a little bit of light here. Where's the bed? Hello? There it is. And we'll come back now. Again, the audio might go a little bit a bit funny, but okay, Sin City Boy, thanks for joining us, mate. Good to see you on the stream, and thanks for supporting the channel. And as ever, you know, if you have any questions or anything you need help with, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to help you guys out in any way I can. So it's late in the US, and good luck with your sanctuary build, mate. Hope it all goes well. Would love to see how that turns out. So I'll send some. You can personal message me or send me some photos. I'd love to see how that looks. Okay, righty-ho. So now we got to wait half an hour to get back into the build menu, but that's what happens when you that's what happens when you have so many mods installed, and then you start building stuff and it just keeps adding and adding. Depends. Actually, I just opened that to the chat. What kind of builds do you guys prefer? Do you prefer kind of a clean looking building, or do you prefer the scrappy? Or yeah, I think there's room for everything in Fallout 4. I guess my rule is I'm tend to be guided by the settlement that I'm building in, and I spend a bit of time. A lot of the time what I'll spend a bit of time doing is I'll have a look outside the settlement first and see the kind of things that are lying around, and then that influences how I build in that particular settlement. So maybe give you a for instance. So say somewhere like County Crossing's very kind of farm orientated, so barn stuff might be appropriate, warehouse stuff might be you might use there, whereas let me think, Zamonja has, well, Finch Farm maybe you would use more cars because of the Abraham's propensity to raid the scrapyard and so on and so forth. So different settlements I think lend themselves to different type of building. And so yeah, I think that determines what kind of builds you do in your different settlements. And I guess it's where you are in your building too. You know, I had a phase where I was using some Institute materials and had very clean builds, and then I was using, and just lately I've started to go back to much more genuine, kind of scrappy looking builds, and I think it's all good. I think anything that you want to do is all good. That's the thing about I love about Fallout. There's no hard and fast rules. Build what you like. Oh. You know, recently I done that one in Starlight, and it made sense to do a scrapyard build because there was cars and all kinds of stuff, and old car trailers and all kinds of stuff lying around. And so the scrapyard build, which I had an immense amount of fun doing, by the way, just made sense for me. So okay, wrong part of the menu. So it's a little trick I use a lot, I'm about to show you. If you build a wall, it's a little bit too high for a defensive thing, so that sometimes the turret can't get over it. I'll do this. I'll use a box, and you might have seen me do this before, but I'll use a box. I'll get the turret, usually this type of turret, put it on. Now, put it on the box a little bit further away, and then grab the box. Yep. And then they'll both shift, and then just shift it into place like that. There you go. And suddenly it's up and over the wall.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all
I actually done a scrappy. I done a Raiders build in where was it, Starlight, a while back, and I'm not going to say too much because I'll still post that video. But I done a Raiders build, or a Raider influenced build, and I don't know. I couldn't quite get my head around whether I liked it or not. But again, that's okay. I mean, why not try these things? These roofs are good, but the only problem is they don't give you the bits to kind of sit in. So if you do that kind of triangle, they don't give you the bits to fill in the gap. We do that, and we might give it a little bit of a roof. Come on. Come on. Yeah, that works. Put a little couple of posts in there and we're done. Okay guys, I'm running out of steam, so I'm going to probably finish up in a little while. I haven't quite got the endurance of Uno there. I think I need some sustenance. I think I need some alcohol. Yeah, but they look good. The sandbags might be able to be destroyed, but they look good. Okay, so we got a little house in here. That's cool. A little bit of a house. Okay, this is what we'll do. I'll talk to you a little bit about this. So, yeah, okay, this wall here. So, this wall here, it's different, it's metal, and I like the look of it, but for me, for some reason, it's too clean. It looks a little bit too clean, and so what I will do a lot of the time is I'll junk these up a little bit, and these wall boards are fantastic for it. Come on. Yeah, they can be a little tricky, as you just saw, but... And this is just something else you can do, just to make it look different. And you could use, essentially, you could use the same wall piece all across the place and make it look different. Yeah. There we go. Do a bit stuff like that, and suddenly, you know, it's starting to blend in a little bit more. Now I'm not liking the repeating pattern in there, so I want to change that a little bit. And yep, put that in there. Excellent. So this is actually starting to turn out. Oh, you haven't got, you're on PS4, aren't you? You know what, I really don't get that whole thing with Sony. Sorry, I really don't understand that. I don't see why you guys can't get the same pieces we get. I think doesn't USO have those pieces? They might be in CVA actually. if you can find them. I had a conversation about CVA yesterday. I think it's a great mod, I really do, but you know, I'm a little bit older and I forget where things are right now, so yes, I like that. I like the look of this a lot. So this is actually starting to come along really nicely. Also, if you're in the stream, guys, if there's something you'd like to see me build, and you can see I've got a little bit of propaganda there. The Aussie flag is... I placed that yesterday and half the stream left. No, that's not true, but... most of my settlements do have that flag. Okay, so... For now, I think I'm going to... finish there, guys, because I need, as I said, I probably need a little drink of sustenance and a little drink of beer, and we will pick that up in the next stream. I do appreciate you joining us. Thanks for being so active in the chat. It's great fun. It makes life so much easier, because sometimes when you're building you run out of words and things to say, so it does help us, and it does actually inspire us and give us some words or some ideas, sorry. So thanks for joining us in the stream. It's a pleasure to have you with us on the channel. If you like this, Aussie, I agree. And we're not biased at all. If you like this, check out a few other videos on the stream if you're not already subscribed. And we will catch you later. Thanks for joining us. See ya.